Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to talk about the progress that I'm making on the tiny house. Talk about a little bit, give you some details on why it's taking me so long to get this thing done. I work on it every single day, but I'm making good progress. So I'm going to give you an update on everything. Let's get after it. If you're new to this channel, my name is Michael Patterson. My family and I are trying to build a campground on 113 acres here in Sanford, Maine. So if you'd like to learn everything that we're going through and the different activities we engage in to try to get this campground started, click subscribe, tap the bell so that you'll be the first to know when we post another video. All right, we have the skid steer hanging on to this huge section of the wall that we fabricated. And she is going to slowly drop it into place on that edge. I think it's gonna almost fall into place. Let me get close to it and I'll let you know. All right. Back up a little bit. Go. Put it right down there. Wow, that's going great. Whoa. Go up just a little bit. Yep. Gonna get that beam out of the way. Don't worry, I'm wearing my hard hat. Okay. Wow. Okay, you need to back up maybe that much. All right, I'm gonna have to drop the camera here and work on this for a second. All right, what we're doing is we're gonna get ready to set the wall, and I know that my rough opening for my door is at that line. So you can see we're right within 1/8 of an inch of that, which is perfect because we got a 10-foot door going right there. So wall's looking good, and we're just going to try to fasten it in place. I got to get it perfectly vertical with a level first, and then put some screws in the along the floor there, and then put some braces on to hold it in place while we firm it up even more. Next, we're going to take this beam right here. It's 6x4 or whatever. Pretty hefty. Sawed it up on the mill. And you can see there's a notch right there. And it's gonna go right over to there, to that notch. So hopefully I measured it about 6 times, so hopefully it goes in perfectly. So we gotta get it craned up, too heavy to lift. All right, I got that beam in place, but it's not going completely into the socket because it's tight, and I don't want to cut the beam because I need to push that opening to be the correct width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this strap on it, and I'm going to ratchet it, and I'm going to pull it, and that way that beam will allow me to set it in place more easily. I hate fighting stuff. I want to point out to people how I created these cross braces and pegged them in, how I mortised them. Let's take a closer look. I had never done this before. I have done some timber framing. You can see over there, we've got the timber frame shed that my daughter and I just finished. That was all mortise and tenon with square. These timbers are round. So what I did is I mortised in to the timber, and you can see it's not perfect. And I was trying to be perfect. But, and then after I got it in, I put a peg in. So the reason I'm doing that is because I was getting some, this motion, and I want to make sure I fix that. So I've got a couple more that I need to put down on the end, but I'm real pleased with the way those are coming out. and trying to keep it tight. As I do more and more of them, I'm getting better and better. I'm taking a class on this Norwegian, you know, round timber style framing coming up at the end of August, and I'm really looking forward to it. Plus another class on bubble scribing with the Heartwood School in New Hampshire. So I'll put a link down below if you'd like to learn about doing this type of framing. You can see up there on the rafters, I've had to notch them. And so, you know, it gives it a lot more of a rustic look when you frame like this. And it's just what I was looking for. Wondering how I cut the mortise. What I do is I put the cross brace up there like that. You see the pencil marks? Yeah, and I outline the brace. And then what I do is I take this cheap hand chainsaw that I got on Amazon and very carefully, very slowly mortise out, and then I keep putting the timber in place. This timber right here is going in there, and I keep checking constantly. So it's a very slow process, but again, it's more than just, you know, building a tiny house. To me, it's, you know, building something more of a lifestyle. So let's get to it. Okay, you can see that I'm starting to cut in. I got to go quite a bit deeper, and I'm just following my pencil line. You can see, you know, I'm just trying to shave that pencil line all the way around it. And I have to use two hands when I hold the saw because it'll jump on me pretty easily if I'm not really hanging on to it. And you don't want to take too much at once ever, because it'll lead to a jump, and then you'll scuff the wood and you'll be annoyed with yourself. So that line right there represents the distance from the floor, and then I just set it up there. So let's keep going. All right. So got that mortised out. Got it mortised out up there. Mark B for the bottom. Whoops. And so I'm gonna flip that B over. And there's the hole that I put in there to hold it in place while I penciled it in. And I'm just kind of doing a fitment. Up above, you can see it's going in there pretty good. Check underneath. Whoops. Can you see that? Whoa, yeah, I got a nice gap there. But you know, that's the process, you know. So now I'm gonna go slower now, and I'm gonna mark everything with pencil on that post so that I can scribe this in, and just a real slow process of marking with a pencil, taking a little more, mark it with a little pencil, take a little more, check the fitment, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, over and over again until you get a fit that you're satisfied with. Okay, let's take a look at this brace. I got it all mortised in. It's staying in on its own right now. I haven't got any screws in it or anything. Oops. And you can see there. Let's just go above. Look at this one up here. There we go. So I could close some of these gaps a little bit and keep tinkering with it. I'm happy with that though. You know, and I don't want to cut into my posts anymore. People aren't going to be able to look down from this position and see that little bit more gap. I would like to do a better job, which is why I'm taking another class at the Heartwood School to tighten things up. But overall, happy with that. So now I'm going to drill some pegs and get it in there real stiff. Put the pegs in, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a handsaw and I'm going to cut it off on the outside. I've also decided to leave that screw in because this is a critical end piece. So I'm going to take a hacksaw and cut off that. And I've got another one up there because really I just want to reduce the amount that this whole thing moves, and it's really getting stiff. So happy with the progress. Guys, if you're finding this video informative, please do us a small favor and give it a like. I know it's small, but it really helps us a lot. Thanks. Okay, I got most of my braces in. The last one down there, my battery died, so I'll get that one at the very end done very soon. And in this area I'm right now is going to be a loft. So I'm going to have like a 6'2" ceiling down here in my bathroom right here. So the loft area is going to be kind of tight because I don't want to go above 13.5 feet to keep this legal to drag down our road without a CDL or a permit. So what I want to do is I got this log right here, which has one flat side, and I'm going to have to scribe it into my studs, which means I got to cut an arch. And because the thickness of each stud is different, you can see like right here, I'm right touching it. And right there, I'm got about a 1/2 inch gap. Over there, I've got about 1.5 inch gap. And then down the end, I'm touching again because I put much larger corner posts in. So this is gonna be tricky. Starting off by making sure things are level. And I'll fix that. And then I will scribe things in, so that this will be mortised, maybe 1.5 inches into these studs. So look, I'm going for, and then I will peg them and probably screw them as well. And then I will put some floor joists across, and just gonna use a pine floor for it. And you know, it'll give, depending on what I do with this RV, it'll allow me to get at the utilities if I put a mini split up there or at the other end, and store suitcases and stuff, because when you're camping or whatever, you're trying to get stuff out of the way so you can get comfortable. There'll be plenty of room for that up there, and if little kids want to throw a mattress up there and sleep, there'll be plenty of room for that as well. And I'm going to do the same thing on that end over there. And so I don't know if finishing that will make it into the next video, but I'm gonna try. In case anybody's curious how I scribe these things out, I basically traced it in paper, and then I cut it out. Then what I do is, I'll come over here and show you to the Girth I'm gonna put in. I flip it over, traced it, cut it out on the Girth. Use my mini chainsaw to buzz it out, and I cut it right there with the circular saw. So it's kind of like a tenon, I guess, in kind of a way. And then I cleaned it up with my my chisel, and that's my mini chainsaw that I do it with. Okay, here's how it came out. You can see, you know, I've got a 1/4 inch gap on that, so definitely could be tighter. My first time doing this stuff, so if you guys can, if anyone watching this has a video they can recommend that I watch to get an idea how to do a better job at this. I am taking, like I said, a class at the Heartwood School coming up to get better at this type of construction. My gosh, is it time consuming. Conventional framing is, I'll show you the other side, would be a lot faster, but you know, I'm really trying to build something that's cool and unique and something that I'll appreciate for years to come. So far, I'm really happy, even though my carpentry is not that great. I'm taking my time and trying to do a good job. I'm finishing up the roofing, at least covering. I haven't put all the screws in, but it's just about done, coming to the end. And I wasn't going to show you this because I don't think anyone cares, but I'll do a real quick overview about it. I put down ice and weather shield, ice and water shield everywhere, the whole length. And so I'm just using this, the drip edge on both sides, because I like the looks of it, frankly, when I'm down at the ground looking at it. Got to do a little bit of flashing at the end. You can see down there is my break. And so I'm really happy with the way it came out. It's you can tell it's not much of a pitch, maybe a 112. I don't think it's quite a 212 pitch, so that's why I did the ice and water shield. All right, let's get it finished. All right, here's where we are today. As of July 27th, I've got the loft in on this side. I've got one of the support members scribed in over there. I'm in the process of scribing in this one. I really like how the ceiling's turning out. It's got that campy look that I really wanted. And going to be putting the sides on very soon, and then the siding over that. The floor joists for the loft came out great. Got those all. I had to use an adze to cut those in, and you can see that these just sit in there. They don't even I don't even need to screw those in. So I got those all in, and hopefully for the next video, I'll have a lot more progress to show you guys, and hope you're finding these videos informative. I'm trying to create something really different, so I think I'm accomplishing that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. If you want to learn more about this type of thing, please make a comment down below. My daughter and I just finished this timber frame, which uses the square rule, much different than scribing skills that I use to put together the RV. So if you want to, if you'd like a video on the square rule and how we put together that timber frame, make a comment down below and I'll try to put that together as well. Till next time, let's build a campground.